Soul for Dave Sim without a Michael R. of Easton, Pennsylvania. Asked on Saturday, I don't know if he said it through Bird Song after I went to bed. Yes, he did. Hi, Dave. Okay, I'm all caught up reading all your posts as of 7:58 p.m. Unless I get real crazy tonight, I might, it is a full moon tonight, I may go for 2 copies. Having the number 5 copy is enticing. That's how quick Michael R. was to order the Halloween edition, that he got number 5. But having number 26, which is what Michael R. has of everything else, which is one of those, I knew that was going to happen, and Michael R. would be tempted to buy 2 copies for that. Will be tremendous. 5 is the month I was born. Most of us call that May, but Michael R. was born in 5. So having 5 and 26, the day I was born, is really enticing. I can't get too greedy. Who knows what you and Dagan have planned for the end of this Kickstarter? Arg, laugh out loud. One more question. Was Gerhard ever considered for inking and backgrounds on Spawn 10? And I did answer that and said 1993, actually late 1992, excuse me, that was still in the aftershock area of Gerhard and I going to Hawaii and doing 5 issues in 3 months as the perfect form of aversion therapy. Don't ever get off schedule again. Yes, it's nice to do this in Hawaii. No, you never want to draw 5 issues of Cerebus in 3 months again. So when the offer from Todd came up to do Spawn 10, it was, I'll do a script, but I'm not drawing Cerebus the way I did in Turtles number 8, and I'm not lettering Cerebus the way I did in Turtles number 8. I think if I sit down and apply myself, I can do a script in 2 or 3 days. I know exactly what I want to do. I have a pretty good idea of what an Image comic reads like. I think I can put those 2 together. And that turned out to be the case. So that's definitely a record for me in terms of earnings that even beats your $27 an hour and $33 an hour on Sunday record, all hollow, because I got somewhere around $92,000 for 2 days' work. Mind you, I've never had that kind of work again, but...
And you'd never had that kind of money because you gave it to charity.
That's right. But it looks really good on the resume, as they say. And yes, Jeff Seiler, I know that it's resume. I was just pronouncing it funny. I like to call it a resume. And speaking of Jeff Seiler, nice segue, Dave. Jeff's question of the month from Jeff for Dave. I never noticed it before, but when Cerebus returns to his Regency Hotel suite in High Society after battling with the Moon Roach, and he's doing his diatribe about the bug, the elf, in brackets, fake elf question mark, is wearing his medallions. Is this, as I think, another example of how Cerebus ceded his control to a female, and was he allowing Elf to wear his medallions related to Cerebus's inability to rein in the bug? Yes, actually, on both of those questions. And it was also a 90s kind of thing, or a 1980s kind of thing that I was commenting on, that I didn't know at the time if it was a 1980s general truism about human beings that girls like to wear guys' stuff, and guys are not so big on wearing girls' stuff. I don't know too many guys who go, I'm going to go take a look in the wife's closet. We're about the same size. See if she's got any nice little frock that I could wear out tonight. It's like, but on the other hand, women do like men's shirts. Women do like men's stuff, which was one of the reasons that one of the things I had Rolly email to you today, scan and email to you today, because I just happened to see the photograph and thought of it when I was thinking about Jeff's question. And it's a picture of Judith Bradford and her friend Shannon in the lobby of the Atlanta Marriott in the 1980s. And Judith is wearing my Rod Stewart jacket. And it's like, that did happen with, I wouldn't say terrific frequency, but often enough that it's like, what is up with that? It's like, yes, you're an astonishingly pretty young lady in her teens, and everything looks good on you. And yes, you do look better in my Rod Stewart jacket than I do. But no, you can't have it. It's my Rod Stewart jacket. I really had to fight to get that one back. So I think that's one of those things that we can maybe open up for discussion. Was that a 1980s thing? And was that at least partly my fault for buying more androgynous clothing? Like, it's not a regular guy's sports jacket. It's a Rod Stewart jacket, which I don't even know what they actually called them, but we all called them Rod Stewart jackets. They were sort of like waist length, looked like regular sport jackets, but cut off at the waist, and Rod Stewart popularized them. So it's like, no, guys wear guys' clothing. Wear a sports jacket, wear a shirt, wear a t-shirt, wear jeans, wear dress pants, wear a tuxedo if you want, but don't wear things that a girl's going to go, that would look really good on me. So,
well,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what you're describing that men don't do, they did in the mid-'70s.
Right.
You know,
right. It's like, if you go over into that really sloppy gray area, don't be complaining if your society is going all sloppy and gray. Don't do that. Stay over on your guy's side of the fence, and have the girls stay over on their side of the fence. She's still going to wear your shirts and wear your t-shirts and find things that would look really good on her and are masculine, because masculine is good. It's just another kind of dress up for women. But yes, Jeff, that's definitely what I was making reference to. That I couldn't picture Cerebus going, does the Regency Health have any of these little dress jobs hanging around that she's not using? Maybe I could wear one of them. But if she finds his medallions lying around, gee, what would Cerebus's medallions look like on me? Is pretty much a slam dunk. Jeff goes on to say, also, when is the Regency edition of High Society going to be offered for sale? I call dibs on copy number 301. Well, we got a problem right there, because there's only 150 of them. If we work something out, if you actually get one of them, I will be happy to give you a tipped-in plate or something that says, ignore the number on this copy of High Society Regency Edition. It's not that number. It's actually number 301. And it's number 301 because there was 240 people that wanted the 150 High Society Regency edition. It's like, there's not too many ways that you can handle that everybody's going to end up liking Dave Sim out of this. And I'm starting to develop the instinct to let's avoid these, like the National Lampoon cover that had Uncle Sam and Tommy the Tooth on the prow of the ship, pointing towards foreign entanglements and tooth decay, and going, let's avoid these.
Well, I was going to say, there's 240 people that want 150 copies. I vaguely remember the judge on the moon describing what happens to Cerebus. When Suetius Poe, took his army and showed him all the suits of armor and said, and there wasn't enough armor, and the guys figured out what to do.
Right, you take my point. So, trying to figure out how to keep this from blowing up in Dave Sim's face again, Dave Sim is saying, why don't we auction the High Society Regency editions? There's 150 of them. We'll start with number 150, and we'll auction one of them a week for 3 years, which means everybody's going to get really used to whatever is going to happen, because they'll be able to see it in real time every week for 3 years. It's like, okay, if you want one of them, here's what number 150 went for. You have to come up with your own strategy of going, I think the price will come down on these. Like a year from now, people aren't going to be paying attention to these auctions, and instead of going for this much money, it's going to go for half that, or it's going to go for a quarter of that. Okay, I can certainly understand that theory, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. But at the same time, if it's down to the last 70, and then the last 60, and then the last 50, and that hasn't happened yet, when do you go, okay, I'm just going to have to spend way too much money on a High Society Regency edition hardcover, because there's fewer and fewer of these, and if it looked like the price was stabilizing, it's now going back to hockey stick territory. And I'll just have to bite the bullet on it. I'm hoping the fact that this would take place over 3 years would mean, don't look at me. It's like, this is the most equitable way I could think of to allow 250 people the same opportunity at the same 150 books. And this is just how it ended up going. I didn't know how it was going to go. You didn't know how it was going to go. Dagan didn't know how it was going to go. Mr. eBay didn't know how it was going to go. But, son of a gun, this is how it's going. So this is, you'll just have to adjust to that. Corollary to that, and I haven't even talked to Dagan about this, but Dagan listens to the Please Hold for Dave Sims, so this is a good chance to talk to Dagan about it, was we were talking about doing extra stuff with the High Society Regency edition, things like EST currency, EST coins, Diamondback decks, notepads, Regency Hotel notepad. I've designed a Regency Hotel notepad that would be the notepads that Cerebus and Elrod were doing their bunnies and trees on, which is a very light blue R for Regency watermark in the back of it, and a little line at the bottom, the Regency Hotel Upper City, in really tiny type that you wouldn't be able to see in the comic book, but you could say, oh, okay, that's it. And then I would do an Elrod bunny and a Cerebus tree on the front of one of these notepads. And what I was thinking was, if we just had this pool of add-on, here's what you can get if you win one of the High Society Regency editions. You're not done yet. That's just what the book cost you. Because you got one of them, you now have the option of buying all of this Regency Hotel merch and EST merch that we will do our level best to make it look like, here's your bundle of banknotes, and it looks exactly like the banknotes in High Society, but in real time, taking actual banknotes, vintage banknotes, and rare banknotes, and modifying them into Bank of the EST banknotes. And whatever we would charge for the banknotes, like here's a bundle of 50, and you can have that for $10 or whatever. If you want a giant pile of banknotes, all you got to do is say, I want a giant pile of banknotes, or I want Uncle Scrooge's money bin full of ESTN coins. If that really floats your boat, and you've got room in your house for that kind of stuff, and you're willing to pay us to turn a profit on that, whatever you want. You want 16 cartons of ES notepad. No problem. It's just a matter of putting the order together. You will get them because you are one of the lucky winners. Lucky in quotation marks if you look at how much this is going to cost you. Of one of the High Society numbered Regency editions. This was your week. It's like Michael R. of Easton, Pennsylvania is going to be having kittens on the week number 26. The number 26 High Society Regency edition is going up for auction. Michael really, really wants it, but presumably when we're down to number 26, so do a whole bunch of other people. I just want to keep it from blowing up in my face, and I want it to make as much money as possible. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
It kind of reminds me of the Green Bay Packers, which is the football team in Wisconsin. It's like hockey in Canada at this point. It's the state religion in Northeast Wisconsin, and they have season tickets. But when you buy season tickets, you get them for life. You're the season ticket holder until you decide you're no longer going to buy tickets. And there's X number of seats in the stadium, so there's a waiting list. And I believe the last time I heard about it, the waiting list is like a 20-year wait.
Yep.
And my uncle had this idea for a murder mystery where people are randomly dying around the country in sort of similar ways, and it turns out the only thing they have in common is that they're on the waiting list to get season tickets for the Packers. And the guy that's 8,000 in line is tired of waiting, so he's bumping everybody off ahead of him.
Okay, I think we can say that everybody who's planning to bid on a High Society Regency edition has been warned.
well,
there might be somebody out there that goes, "Don't get in my way. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
When we get down to the last 10, that's how you're gonna. It's gonna be one of those. What happened to him? Well, somebody pushed him in an elevator shaft, and he was wearing this T-shirt with an aardvark on it.
That's right, in the library with a candlestick holder. It's oh man. Okay, we're getting silly now. It's funny to me because I'm not going to be bidding on it. I'm the guy that's going to be making the money. And Dagan's going to be making the money.
And it's one of those, as much as I would love a hardcover High Society, I have a box of 5 of the 12th printing that I'm keeping one, and now I have 4 of them that I need to figure out what I'm going to do with.
There you go. There you go. I posted the page in question recently, and I don't think you can do that last one. He also asked in relation to the Hands Through the Bars Spawn 10 cover. number 10 came out, I think a couple of other guys did a key to all of the Caged superheroes based on the look of their gloves drawn by Todd. I wonder whether Dave changed any of them for this cover. And it's like Dave's level of interest in superheroes is way, way, way down on his list of priorities. So I have to say, the visible hands on the Spawn 10 cover, a bunch of them are just, okay, what does a superhero glove look like? It's got, a lightning splash on it. Okay, put the lightning splash on it. Well, whose glove is that? I have no idea. It's, make it up for yourself. The foreground, I stuck with ones that I knew, like Superman, Batman, the Hulk. Todd did Wonder Woman on the 2-page spread. I think that was the only female superhero of all of the Caged heroes. So I thought, well, okay, I can be enough of a feminist to do that. I have no problem with putting Wonder Woman in jail. But in terms of the obsession of these have to be specific superheroes, no, I didn't do that. I think Sean might have done some of that, so you might ask Sean, looking at Dave's superhero gloves, were there any that you said, I think this is so-and-so, I think I'll do it this way. To me, superheroes are superheroes. But I do have to say that I did make a point to just do superheroes and to just do made-up gloves that could be superheroes we just don't know about, superheroes that haven't come out yet, or something like that. Looking at Spawn 10 while I was working on the cover, I noticed it's got like Dr. Octopus's arm coming through the bars. And I'm going, wait a minute, Dr. Octopus isn't a superhero? You got a villain here. And then I go, he's got the Joker too. The Joker isn't a superhero, he's a villain. This is the complaint that I have with Todd's generation. That, no, it's good versus evil, not good and evil together, and we'll just have to find something new to call it.